like you to see another one, which would be much more controversial in many ways, but it came because making this book was very controversial from the standpoint of inclusive language. Some people wanted everything made inclusive on matters of gender and race, and in every way inclusive, even everything brought up to date so that we didn't use these and thous. So you can imagine what a time we had trying to put a hymnal together if we would change that much. There is a fair amount of change, but there was another point of view that we really should try to find contemporary things that are written now that are inclusive. They're written with the changes of language that certainly are taking place in our time. There's no question about it. Rather than going back and changing everything. Well, some of both has been done, but I'm very grateful for the new kind. 482 is a hymn written by Julian of Norwich, a woman, a medieval mystic woman. And there are 3 medieval mystic women included in this book. I'm sure because the consciousness of women and language was so strong in the making of the book. Jean Jansen, who's a Mennonite Brethren person from Fresno, translated all 3 of these. And this is the one that I find really quite remarkable. And then Janet Peachy, Paul Peachy's daughter in Washington, D.C., wrote the music. They sent this out to many composers, and 9 of them sent tunes in. Can you imagine? There was that much interest. 9 people sent tunes in for possible use in the book. Now, when Jean Jansen first wrote the English, she used the ideas of Julian of Norwich, Mother God, she said. But the committee decided they didn't want anything that was not biblical in terms of language. And Mother God is not used, I believe, in the Bible. But the idea of mothering, the mother hen with her chicks, and in various places, mothering images are there. So they decided on mothering God, mothering Christ, and mothering Spirit. It's a rather amazing piece of music, and if you think you can't read a new piece, many of you, I'm sure, do read new pieces and even enjoy reading new pieces. But this one has the simplest kind of form. It has la and E running all the way through. So if you want to just sit there and hum, that will be fine. You'll get along all right. Nothing will clash. It will work. And you won't have to work very hard. In fact, it might be an interesting way to listen to the piece. There's something very nice about that. If you look at the first line, you see everybody's singing E. The basses are, and altos and sopranos, the same thing. And the tenors are going, Mothering God, you gave me birth. You are the only ones who have a line. And you look further and you'll find sometimes 2 of the parts have lines, but always there's an E going. So I'm sure we can sing it. Let's try.